Hi and welcome to the last episode of Unlocking Digital Workplace Opportunities in 2023. As we conclude the series, we hope this has been an enriching and thought-provoking experience for our viewers. And our aim was to create a space where we bring in experts and enthusiasts from the field who talk about diverse range of topics that have been disrupting the workplace industry. So far, we discussed about metaverse, ChatGPT, XLAs, the trends across North America and Europe, and a range of topics. And as we conclude the series, we have Udit, who's a practice director with the firm. And the first question to you would be that how has the experience been so far for you, Udit?
Sure. Thank you, Tanu, for that question. So, if I reflect back on this journey, I think it has been extraordinary. And from a workplace lens, it's fair to say we are living in an age, in a time that has not been seen before, right? So, to put things in perspectives, before the pandemic, in a very conservative numbers also, less than 10% of the workforce was working from home. Now, greater than 50% workforce working from home is a pretty normal, right? And companies were not ready for it. Correct. And now, if you see, we are in a state where companies don't even know where their employees are. They don't even know where their workplaces are, right? It could be my garage, it could be my living room, and so on and so forth. And a multitude of factors, right? So you have certain attritions, then you need to fire, companies need to fire because the macroeconomic environment is very uncertain, which again means that the environment and your workplace needs to evolve to this evolving dynamics, right? So if I put all of these things in perspective, workplace is not just the top priority of the workplace head, not the IT infrastructure head, but it's becoming a top priority of not just the CIO, C2, but as well as the other CEOs, CFOs combined, right? So fair to say what the traction that workplace market is getting right now, that is unprecedented, and it's an extraordinary time to live and breathe this workplace environment.
Absolutely, and I totally agree to that. I think we are entering into the era of value-centric workplace transformation. So the next question to you would be that how do you envision the future of digital workplaces?
Yeah, and that's the tricky part, right? So if you see any theme that picks a lot of traction, it's generally comes with a lot of clutter, a lot of confusion also. And decluttering the space is where the trick lies. So same is happening with workplace. So everyone wants to talk about it. Everyone has it as top of their agenda, transformation agenda. But you need to understand not everything that glitters is gold, and cutting through the confusion is the critical part, right? So let's take metaverse for example, right? It was a top CIO priority last year. This year it has gone down. It's not because the space is not relevant anymore, but I think it was overhyped, over evaluated, as we discussed in one of the sessions. The same thing is happening with workplace. I've had numerous conversations with CIOs who said that although we are satisfied with the sort of tech we have, the services of our service providers, but the ROI has not been commensurate. So if I look back at my investments in 2020, 2021, although they were good, but the ROI has been poor, and that's why moving forward they want to focus on what is the value of this. It does not need to be in cost terms or revenue terms every time, but let's say reduction in employee downtime, right? Improvement in employee CSAT, all of those things. But it has to be pivoted around value. Otherwise, I think all the business case just goes haywire. But yeah, that's my, I think, number one top insight for 2023 to focus on value, and that's how the way should be.
Thanks a lot for your insights with it. And thank you to our audience for your support throughout the journey and for your feedback. We would also like to thank our team for producing the series and all our experts who gave their insightful contribution. Thanks.
Thank you.